I think I can.
Thank you. All right. Should we get started? Everybody back? All right. I think so. Are we good, Kelsey? Okay, I see you. Thumbs up. I got thumbs up. Awesome. Well, I hope that that was extremely helpful for all of you. I'm hoping that you all had some great key takeaways. If there is, of course, anything you want to, conversations you want to continue with each other or someone that was the facilitator in your room or me or anybody on our HQ staff, please continue those conversations, utilize each other, bounce ideas off of each other. That's how we continue to learn and develop. But a few HQ updates. Intent to compete deadline is extended until Friday, January 19th. So don't need to worry about that. I know you might have been a little worried, but no need to worry at all because now it's extended to Friday. So we're really excited for that. Apply for the new 2024-2025 Collegiate Vice President. We are really excited. We've had Grace Kim, who's been amazing. But that application is now open for the new year. So if you're interested and you know somebody that's interested in applying for it, please reach out. The link is in our bio, of course, if you want to apply directly. Please follow us on our new Facebook account. I think we lost our last Facebook account. Right, Kelsey? Yeah. Yeah. So please follow our new
If you haven't started
account.
to take advantage of the new connections you've made, do so.
Yes,
From the different breakout rooms. If you started to share LinkedIn profiles, emails, phone numbers, as we're waiting for the sessions to kick up, start to reach out to those folks, connect with them online, save them as contacts. It'll take some of the time as we're getting ready to fire up the last half of the session here. You won't be sitting there too much longer, but that'll keep you. It might keep you busy. Keep it going. I just got a hold of Jack Schwartzberg, so thanks for putting it in. I'm going to work on up the list. So start expanding your networks.
Yes, absolutely. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and follow each other's chapters. That's always fun. Love to see that. And then the last piece here, weekly emails are going to be sent out every Monday. Of course, we're going to continue that from last semester. We made a few tweaks to the email, but that will always show upcoming dates and deadlines to help keep us all on track. I know Joan actually wanted to do a quick update too on something exciting.
Thank you so much, Caroline. So I wanted to let you guys know we have kind of an exciting new thing we're doing for convention this year is we're going to be hiring up to 4 student interns to help with convention. That will include complimentary registration and some additional travel stipend and compensation for the gig. You would be attending convention as PSE staff. You would help with the planning of that event. We really think student engagement will make it that much better for everyone else. It really makes a difference when you see students hosting students to this big event. So if you would be interested, just a couple of the qualifications we're looking for. You have to be a student in good standing with PSE, meaning that your dues paid and that you are involved in the organization. You must have served at least 1 full term as some type of PSE chapter leader. So any type of role in leadership in the chapter. You have to be in good academic standing at the university, and you must have attended at least 1 convention in the past so that you have kind of a general understanding of what the event is. If those qualifications sound like they fit you or someone you know in the chapter and you are interested in applying, we will be sending out the applications and the position description with it'll be early next week that we'll be sending that out. So I hope to see lots of applicants, and we are very excited to add this to the convention. So Carolyn, thank you for that moment to be able to share that with the rest of the group.
What an awesome opportunity. Very exciting. Okay, one last thing. The PSE Academy. You should have seen this if you've been a part of PSE over the past year, which if you are here, you probably have been, or the past semester. What is the PSE Academy? It's a learning system of in-person and online content for you all to consume and further develop yourself. Now, it's going to range everywhere from sales specific content to things that you might not even think about, like unconscious bias, as you can see there, inclusivity, how to have a hard conversation, and it's all micro learning. So things that range from 2 minutes all the way up to, depending on what it is, we'll even host some of our webinars in there. So it could be an hour, but a lot of it is micro learning for you to consume and further develop yourself at completely no additional cost, right? So you have access to this just as being a member, which is incredible. I wish when I was in PSE, I had access to something like this. It's a really cool way to further develop yourself and develop your skills. And we're going to be seeing more and more of the PSE Academy over the next year. So make sure you're going into the PSE Academy that you can access through your membership portal, just like we mentioned with your chapter resources. PSE Academy login is there. If you cannot get into the PSE Academy, please reach out to us and we'll make sure that you can. But this is an incredible resource that we want to make sure you're utilizing. And we'll be adding additional content probably every few weeks, hoping over the next months or so. We're even hoping to work with some of our corporate members to even help facilitate some content. So be on the lookout for all of that and let us know if you have any questions about it. I think I'm passing it on. Well, registration is open for the national
I can see
convention.
a lot of us are connecting online, which is great.
Yeah.
The next step you got to do is understand where you've known them from and what are you going to do next to build that relationship. So send a quick message to each other. That way you can always go back in the chat history, go, oh, I know them from this.
Yes.
Right? Or if in your phone, you're saving phone numbers, I know them from here. And what's the next conversation you're going to bring about? How are you going to connect that connection from today into future conversations? It's great to connect, but what do you do with that afterward? Right? That builds the relationship. That's what you're going to do as different leaders in your chapters to get your members driven, keep their motivation there, keep your e-board rolling and humming along, is really building those connections. And this is the start of that. So as you're connecting, and I can see stuff flooding in, which is awesome, right? Understand where they're from.
Right.
And
a
you build
great
that relationship
place to meet new people and continue that, like Josh said, is at the National Convention, which is coming up April 10th, which we're really excited for. Registration is now open. You can register through your membership portal. Of course, it's in our bio as well, and hope to see you all there.
And for those of us who are lucky enough to follow NFL and have a playoff team this weekend, good luck.
Yes.
Hope each of your teams win, except for anybody who might be rooting for the Houston Texans. So all the rest of you, I'm supporting as well.
Freezing. So
yes, Karina, I saw the open mouth. I'm a Browns fan. Apologies.
I'm happy that they made it. I'm very proud of the quarterback.
Yeah, me too. He was a thorn on the Browns side for years and years and years as he played in Baltimore. So that is on our side now.
all right. Rob, are you walking through scholarships for everybody?
I can, unless you want to go ahead and just keep rolling.
No, you're good. Go for it.
All right. Joan has just shared our scholarship applications that are open. The foundation.
Just keep in mind too, gang, is you may be creating your own VP or whatever chat groups, right? That go beyond just LinkedIn, or if you're creating a president's group or whatever. Be sure to have a headquarters staff member become a part of that, or a national council member, just so we can maintain data, information accuracy. If you're asking certain questions, the headquarters staff knows precisely what those are looking like.
Yes, create those communities. There's power in community. All right, so again, the 2024, can we go back to that slide one more time? Just again, the 2024 scholarship applications are open. The deadline is February 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please put that on your calendar, and we encourage all of you all to apply. We can go to the next slide. Here are some upcoming dates and deadlines. The office will be closed on Monday as we observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Again, Carolyn told you that the intent to compete deadline has been extended to next Friday. COG reports that are coming up that you need to be aware of: the A8, the year-end report, the P5, the S2. So please write down these deadlines because the COG year end will end on January 31st. And again, you can see the other deadlines that we have listed as well. Written entries deadline, and then as soon as the COG year ends, February, we're back on it. A1 annual strategic plan is due, the A2, the A5, and the P10. Again, we just talked about those scholarships, those deadlines will be on February 23rd. And then the CVP application is due. Again, we've had a phenomenal CVP this year. Grace Kim has done an incredible job, and we're looking for the next person that is going to step up and continue to lead PSC, be the student-facing leadership position here at the
I see our
national
number stuck at 93.
headquarters. Yes. All right, guys, I hope that you all have been enjoying this winter officer retreat. It has been definitely impactful and insightful for me. So what I would like to do, and Kaylin, it seems like I'm gonna give you a few more minutes to work your magic. I'm gonna pass it back over to our keynote speaker, Kaylin Blake, as he takes us through a reflection piece as we prepare to do incredible and amazing things as leaders this year. So without further ado, let's welcome back Kaylin Blake.
All right, it's me again. No, thank you, Robert, for that. And, I would just like all of the students and everyone here to just give a Zoom round of applause and clap for our HQ staff. It is clear to me that they really have their hands on the pulse of what's happening and thinking about how to give y'all every resource that you need to be successful and efficient. So post in the chat, give them a hand clap if you see them, give them a text or call, whatever you got. But thank y'all for the work that you're doing at HQ to really advance the mission of PSC as well. So thank y'all. As we kind of bring this to a close, I wanted to kind of just level set for a second on some things that we can do to strengthen our experience as we go. In 2023, I hosted a leadership conference and I brought a facilitator to be our opening keynote. And his name is Justin Jones Fosu. Really amazing guy, but he said something in his keynote that has stuck out with me for the last couple of weeks and months. And he talked about so often, sometimes whenever we start new journeys, whenever we are experiencing leadership, whenever we're doing a thing, sometimes as leaders, we go in and we look for meaning that is there, right? We go in and we're like, hey, where's the fun happening? We go in and we say, hey, where's the organization? Where's the structure? Where's the thing? And he kind of framed it in a way that sometimes we go in looking for meaning. And the best way to be a great leader is to bring that meaning to your work. And so one of my challenges for you as you start this new journey on the executive team for your chapters and organizations is not to look for that meaning whenever you start, not to look for that meaning when you come in, but to simply bring that meaning whenever you start this journey, right? To me, that means that there are lots of resources that are there, but how do you make those resources relatable to you, and how do you make those things actionable for you? I think bringing that meaning to your work is ultimately going to help you with that motivation. It's ultimately going to help your organization get to the finish line for the things that you are working on. So remember to bring that meaning this year. One of the things that I was thinking about is just closing this out is just simply offering a couple of life hacks for leaders that y'all can take and apply in your leadership journeys and experiences. And it's only 6 of them, so it'll be really quick. But whenever we think about a life hack, right? A life hack is what we know to be a trick or a shortcut. It's a skill, it's a tip, a technique, or even a novelty method that simply increases the productivity and efficiency in a certain walk of life. And so these life hacks that I'm going to share with you are just simply designed to make your leadership experience better, to make it stronger, and to make sure that you've got the resources and skills that you need to continue to be a great leader in your experience. And so for me, life hack number one is to really just know your why. And life hack number one is also going to connect with Megan's question about motivation that she asked in the chat previously. But what we know is that successful leaders make a habit of knowing why they do what they do and what they're in it for. They've given thought to their reasons and motives, which in turn gives them the courage and the determination to continue, right? And so, Megan, your question was about how do we stay motivated and all the things that are happening, if I'm correct. And I think that is one of the key tips, right? Is to know and understand your why. As I was talking to Robert and Joan a couple of weeks ago about today, one of the things that I mentioned to them that I wanted to share with everyone on the call today is to really think about finding your North Star in your leadership experience. And what we know about the North Star is that the North Star is the star that can help you get back home. If you follow the North Star, it can kind of help you get your direction back. And that's really what knowing your why is about. It's about understanding and finding your way back in the difficult days. Whenever we talk about the North Star, right, the North Star is that guiding light in your life. It's something that you can look to when the times get tough and when you need a little bit of direction. It kind of helps you keep your focus and it helps you to remember what is important, and it just keeps you on track from getting sidetracked from all the small problems and all the things that are happening, right? And for me, I think this North Star is huge. I think the North Star can be your values, it can be your mission statement, whatever that thing is for you. But I think as you think about kind of reflecting in your reflection activity, right, your North Star can simply be a value. What is the thing that keeps you going? And what is the thing that keeps you motivated as you go? I would be lying to you if I told you that every day is going to be unicorns and fairies as you serve, as you seek to lead in PSC. That's not the case in any leadership experience and in any organization that you go into. There are going to be some challenges. There are going to be some things that kind of rock your boat a little bit. But the North Star is the thing that is going to keep you grounded. And so I want to challenge each of you to think about your why. Why did you decide to step into to join this organization? Why did you decide to step up and lead within this organization? And ultimately, what is the key thing that keeps you motivated and coming back as you think about this particular organization and what it does for you or what you do for the organization? Life hack number two, y'all, is to enjoy the journey. This is one of my favorite life hacks, right? In leadership, sometimes we get so caught up in dotting every I and crossing every T that we forget to enjoy the people that we are leading with, the people that we're serving with, the people that we are doing this incredible opportunity with. We forget to have fun, y'all. And leadership has not got to be boring. You can enjoy your experience. I have fun in every presentation. If we were in person, I would have done some icebreakers. I would have had you up and moving and all the things. And that's not just for you, but that's for me because I want to make sure that I have a good time whenever I do this. I was laughing with Joan. Yeah, I went to sleep last night. I'm in Central Time, but I got in bed at about 11 o'clock. At about 11:30 last night, I had a great idea for today. And I got up. It took me another 30, 45 minutes to really kind of craft today's message because I wanted to make sure that it was fun and interesting. And I was like, ooh, this is a good idea that I want to infuse in. And so I really want to challenge y'all have fun this year, right? When you go to these conferences, I was looking at the National Convention, I believe is in St. Louis, Robert. Did I see that correctly? What an incredible opportunity to connect with other people who are doing the exact same thing that you are doing from across the world. This will be a great opportunity for y'all to exchange ideas, but also going back to that relationship piece, a cool opportunity to continue to strengthen your network and build those relationships. And so think about where you can be creative and innovative in your work. Think about what brings you joy whenever you go to meetings and go to conventions and all of those pieces, and enjoy the people that you are doing these experiences with. I will tell you that when I was in college, I was in far too many organizations and I did too many things. But those memories are the ones now that I look back on and laugh and say, oh my God, we had such a great time in organizations, in these experiences that we were doing. So have fun and enjoy the ride. Life hack number 3, I think my HQ staff is really gonna like this one, but I need y'all to make sure that you utilize your resources. What we know is that successful leaders ask for help. You are not doing this alone. You are not on an island by yourself. There are people that get paid to stress out for you. And so you gotta tap into their resources, tap into their skill set. The people that I have talked to about PSC, what I want you to know is that they are excited to help you. They are waiting on your call, they are waiting on your email, on your text message, because they want you to be successful, but they don't know what you need. So you got to make sure that you communicate what it is that you need. If you are struggling with a particular thing on your campus, in your chapter, there are people that you can say, hey, here's the challenge that we have. What can I do? Give me some strategies or things that I can do to make this experience better. Successful leaders understand that when you've got the right people with the right abilities at the right place at the right time, every single person benefits. And so you've got to know who those resources are, who those connections are, and make sure that you build your allies. One of the things that I talk to a lot of college leaders about is making sure that you know who has your back, who is thinking exactly what you are thinking, and who is a person that you can go to bounce ideas off of and to really strengthen your leadership organization and your experience as you go. But make sure you ask for help, y'all. Part of that also in my mind is delegating. You don't got to do every single thing. There are other people that you can assign some roles and responsibilities to, that you can say, hey, I'm a little stressed out this week. Are you willing to jump in and help me with this? Make sure you use your resources. Those resources are your advisors. They are the people in the organization with you. Your resources are your campus connections and all of your HQ staff and all the people that help move this organization forward. You have got a wealth of knowledge within these people, some of which have been in the organization on the college campus, and some that have just an excellent skill set that can help you move your organization and your chapter forward. So make sure you use your resources. Tip number 4 is that you get more bees with honey, y'all, and you got to offer grace to the people that you work with every single day. I saw this quote on social media. Brene Brown is one of my favorite authors, and she mentioned this in one of her books. And it says that all I know is that my life is better when I assume that people are doing their best. It keeps me out of judgment and lets me focus on what is and not what should or could be. And here's the deal. I know a lot of y'all are smart. Y'all got a lot of skills, and you like, oh, it should go this way. But the reality is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And a lot of people are experiencing life, and a lot of people are doing things, and you got to offer grace. I use that analogy, you give more bees with honey. My grandmother used to say it all the time. But it's so important that we are kind to the people that we work with, and that we find ways to really build community. And there's no way to build community if you arguing and fussing and cussing at folks because things are not going your way. So you got to make sure that you offer grace to people. Everybody is working off of their best guess sometimes. We got these policies, procedures, job descriptions, and all the things. But some folks are new to their leadership experiences. For some people, this is their first executive role and position. And so we want to make sure that we help them grow by offering them grace to elevate, to step up, and to do the thing. Then John and I talked about this as we were doing our, just kind of quick chat, and it's really this concept about your personal board of directors. Every nonprofit, every successful business has a board of directors, a board of trustees, a board of governors, whatever you want to call it. And those folks are designed to help them thrive, and help the organization be the best that it can be. And just like organizations need a good personal board, a good board of directors, you personally need one, right? Your personal board of directors is a group of individuals who who provide support, guidance, and advice to you personally and professionally. And so the question becomes, who's at your table, right? Who is on your board of directors? And one of the things that I really want you to think about when you leave here, and we're going to do some reflection and some action planning, but one of the things that you can do is start to identify a list of people who can be on your board of directors or who serve at the leisure of you. And what I mean by that, y'all, is, I'll use this as an example. I have so many people at my job. My boss is amazing, but I don't talk to my boss about every single thing. I've got some peers and some colleagues that are on the same level of me at my organization, but I don't talk to them about everything, right? And I've got different folks that I need for different things. And you have got to develop that same strategy and approach for your life. You got to have people that you can go to and talk about the business operation side of things. You got to have people that you can talk to about the marketing side of things. And then you need folks that you can just talk to whenever somebody pisses you off and you just need to vent and get it out, right? The reality is that all of those people are important to you continuing to grow and be the best leader that you can be. Robert probably won't mind me sharing this with y'all, but whenever he called me about your winter officers transition retreat, we were just sitting around talking, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for a keynote speaker. Are you available?" And we talked a little bit about this experience, and he was talking, and I was like, "Hey, we should come up with, what I believe could be a really cool leadership theme." And that was impact. And so impact came specifically from a casual conversation. I was on my way to Popeyes in a car, and I think he was at home. And we created a little bit of magic just off of a quick call. And the reality is that Robert is a person that is on my personal board of directors. Robert calls me several times and is like, "Hey, I got this presentation that I'm working on. Give me your thought on this." And I will do the exact same thing. And I'll say, "Hey, I need a little bit of inspiration. This is what I'm thinking. Give me something," right? But Robert is a person, and I am a person that is on his board of directors. And you need those kind of people that you can have brainstorming sessions with, that you can have creative sessions with, that you can just say, "Hey, let me throw this against the wall and see what sticks." And so your board of directors, I would encourage you to get between 3 and 5 people that have your back, that want you to be successful, and that can give you some insight as well. As you think about your personal board of directors, I also want you to think about people that are in the positions that you want to be in, and that can be professionally or personally. If you want to get to the top, you need to find some people that are at the top and talk to them and get them to be your mentors and the people that can really give you insight as to where they got to where they wanted to, where you want to get to. So make sure that you build that board of directors, because I think it's really important. I really hope that when you think about your reflection as we go to that part, that you jot down a couple of names. You're like, "Hey, this is a person that I admire. This is a person that I think could really kind of help me get to the next level." And jot their names down. That can be a really great part of your action that you're going to leave this conference with, this retreat with. And as you think about your board of directors, here are a couple questions that you can ask. One is, who are your real life superheroes? Who are the people that you really admire? And you're like, "Hey, I want to be like them." That would be a good person to think about who can be on your personal board of directors. Another question that you can ask is, what professional accomplishments give you the most personal satisfaction? And so when you think about that, who are the people that help you get to that level? Another question that you can think about is what legacy you want to leave behind, and people who are doing that kind of work. Those are people that can help you kind of identify where it is that you need to get to and how you're going to get there. So just a couple of questions that you can think about as you're building your own personal board of directors. Life hack number, I believe I may have my numbers off, but number 5 or 6 is to just keep going. What we know is that the frustrations of leadership are going to come, and sometimes it's going to seem like a lot, and some people just want to throw in the towel. But I encourage you and I challenge you not to do it. Make sure that you keep going. There's a poem called "Don't Quit," and it goes something like this. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're treading seems so uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but have to sigh, when cares are pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but just don't quit. This is not going to be an easy year. It's not going to be a year of unicorns and fairies, as I mentioned, but you got the tools, you got the resources, you got the people to help you get to the finish line. And so whenever you get frustrated, it's okay to have a moment. I had a moment at work this week. We were off for vacation for about 2 weeks, and I came back and I feel like I had to do 20 different things. I was thinking about so much. And I talked to one or two people on my board of directors, and they were like, hey, you just need a day just to reset. Even though you just came back from vacation, you need to reorganize your life, reorganize your week. And I had that day on Wednesday. I ate all the chicken wings and all the things I didn't need to. But on Thursday, I got back in the gym and we started it over, right? And so my challenge for you is to understand that those challenges are going to come. But as long as you've got your why front and center, as long as you've got people around you that are encouraging you and motivating you, this is a journey that will impact you and that you can really continue to have an impact on. And a part of keeping going is simply just having a little bit of grit. It's the bravery, courage, and determination despite difficulty. So in your leadership, strong leaders have grit. Even on those rough days, even on those tough days, you continue to show up to be the leader and the person that you know that you are and that this organization really needs to move forward. So let's dive right into the reflection piece. I shared this screen with you in my opening keynote as I wanted you to think about what it is that you are going to take away from today. And I kind of infuse the self-reflection and kind of some action. And I want you, I want you to think specifically about the I will statement as your action and what you are going to do from here. Some of these are reflective pieces from the day, but I will is really about what you are going to do from here, whether that be a personal characteristic of leadership that you want to enhance on, or something that you know that you can do better this year if you were a leader last year. I really want you to take the things that you got from the breakouts and from those keynotes and just kind of infuse it in into these blanks. So you can put this in your notepad, or if you want to go straight to the chat, you can do that. So I want you to take between about 3 minutes to jot those things down. I'm going to give you a few seconds after that as well. But I want you to post in the chat, and I'm also going to ask a couple of people if you're interested in coming off of mute and just kind of sharing your personal reflection. I think this will be great. And then also, I want you to think a little bit deeper also about the I need more blank. We've got a lot of headquarters staff on here. And if you're like, hey, the breakout was great, but I need more from that, this is a great place for them to hear that and you to give them some feedback on what would be great for the next upcoming trainings. And even as they prepare for the national convention that will be in St. Louis, what are some things that they can build out to help give you the resources that you need to be successful? So right now it's 11:36 of my time Central. So you've got until 11:40 to jot those things down, to fill in the blanks. And once you get it, post it in the chat. I've asked HQ staff to kind of monitor that with me, just so we can go back and reflect on that. But this is more so for you as well as you think about what you gained from the day. So you've got some minutes to just kind of jot, journal, and all the things, and then we'll come back at 11:40 and hear from y'all and look at the chat. So post it, do what you got to do. All right, take about 1 more minute. And if you've got yours, feel free to post in there. I will say that you don't have to post every single one, but if 2 or 3 stick out to you, I'm totally open to that. Unless headquarters staff want it all.
We'll take all of the data. We need it.
We have a few in there. Learned about resources, how to utilize social media more.
Kaylin, also, I want us to go back and answer Jack's question from earlier. I have it, so just want to make sure we go back and get that question as well.
Cool, we'll do. We can do that. All right. We've got some good stuff going on here. So, Jake, I see I learned the value of caring. I can make an impact. I will improve my organization. I need more money for PSE. We all need. I value my mentors. I liked getting involved. Thank you. I love seeing this. Okay, so we are at our 11:40 mark, and so y'all are posting in the chat, which is great. I know HQ staff is looking at this as well. But we got a couple of minutes. I just wanted to create a little bit of space in the event that someone wants to come off of mute, and if you want to share your reflection verbally, I'm totally open to that. So I know it may take a second, but if there are a few, I would love to hear from you. Any volunteers?
Yes, I want to volunteer.
Okay. Can you
Hi,
say
my
your
name.
name for me while I find you in the chat?
Yes, my name is Nayla Ware, and I'm currently philanthropy director at Elon University. My self-reflection, I stated that I learned to meet organizations on their turf. And that was a direct quote from Mr. Lindsay. I can show up positively and be attentive even on a rough day. I will commit to meeting deadlines. I need more patience within myself. I know to have confidence and make members and guests comfortable. I liked having the personal moments to be open in the breakout sessions.
Nayla, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any other takers? Okay. I'm gonna go back to the chat and look. I see Jana said, I learned that staying on top of things and communicating with my team is essential. I will give my best effort in carrying out my roles and duties, and I value everyone in my chapter and their potential. Thank you for that. Emily, I learned about the importance of knowing your why and members from the chapter knowing theirs as well. Jackson, I learned new techniques to help connect with companies that are a good fit for my chapter. I can confidently expand my network and build valuable relationships. I will provide a pathway for members to expand their marketing skills, and I need more guidance on. All right. This is great. This is great. So as some people are still continuing to post in there, I personally just want to thank y'all so much for the time to be with you today. It is my hope that you are able to think about this personal reflection and apply it to your leadership, right? As you think about how you're going to start off this new journey, think about these particular prompts and infuse them into your experience, into your leadership, into your management. And don't forget what we said about utilizing your resources every single day. So again, to HQ staff, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to be with y'all today. I wish each of you a great year, a great journey. And I always like to share my personal contact information. Y'all have got me in your network. And so it's certainly my hope that if you have any questions, that you reach out. If there's anything I can do to help you in your journey, don't hesitate to contact me. Robert knows I'm easily accessible and he can find me better and faster than anyone. So again, thank y'all so much for your time. I appreciate it. And Robert, if you want to share Jack's question with me, I'm happy to dive into it.
Yes, he reposted it. It says how to communicate and enforce urgent/important topics or rules with the chapter without being overbearing. For example, how to communicate and enforce attendance rules.
Yeah, so Jack, I think that's a really great question. And one of my tips for you is to work within your chapter and work within your organization to establish norms. If you are able to establish community norms and chapter norms that we all agree to, then it becomes not a Jack thing, but an organizational thing. And you, as the leader, are simply just kind of holding each other accountable to what those could be. So, for example, at my nonprofit that I work for, we have community norms, and I'll give you three, for example. One of which is we end meetings on time. Another norm is that we have agendas for every meeting that we go into. And another norm is that if we have an issue with individuals, then we go directly to them versus triangulating and going around. And so, for example, I lead our staff meetings, and when people get to talking and going overtime, and they get to talking about everything under the sun except for the business, I, as the leader, say, "Hey, team, I want to remind us of our community organization, our community norm of just ending meetings on time. And so, to keep us on track, let's kind of get back to the main question." And so every time we have an issue or a situation or something is outside of our norms, I just specifically go directly to that in a kind way, right? Of course, you don't want to go in and say, "Hey, y'all are doing too much talking, so we need to get back on track." But I think there are small ways that you hold each other accountable to those community norms, and give everybody an opportunity to say what they want those norms to be. Those norms can't just be a Robert thing or a Joan thing or a Jack thing or a Kaylin thing, but everyone should have an opportunity to help establish what the community norms are or your chapter norms.
Thank you for that, Kaylin. Again, everyone, one more time, can we just give Kaylin a virtual round of applause? And while you're doing that, clap for yourselves for showing up. This has been a great winter officer retreat. None of this could have taken place without some very important people. And Kaylin, you were talking about team and we're talking about impact. Real quickly, I want to talk about some very important people who are on this call. I want to talk about the HQ staff, and I'm not going to go into detail, but I just want to call their names and highlight them because there is some great, incredible, and impactful work that goes on at HQ. And if you do not know these individuals, you need to know them. Joan serves as our CEO, and she is a rock star supervisor, friend, boss, colleague, the whole nine. So Joan Rogala is our CEO. We have a phenomenal CEO, somebody that is easily accessible, someone that you can lean on. So Joan is here on the call. Paul is our operations manager. He does an incredible job that I even changed his job title to Chief Operations Manager. I gave him a promotion. The money is going to come with that. We'll talk about that later, Paul. Kelsey is our social media specialist, strategist, guru, expert. All of the social media posts that you see, all of the digital marketing that you see regarding announcements from headquarters, Kelsey does that, and she does a phenomenal job. Our learning and development manager, guru, expert is Carolyn, and Carolyn, you all, is a new mom. So can we clap for Carolyn? She has a beautiful baby boy. You all missed it earlier. We got to see him a little bit, but he is incredible. And Carolyn does an incredible job. Many of you have great relationships with Carolyn. from the chapter standpoint. She is just excellent in what she does. And then I am the director of membership. I have not been here long. I'm been here 6 months. But guys, listen, when I tell you the staff that we have at HQ is phenomenal. So I just want to shout them out because they do an incredible job. Also on the call, we have some national council members. Pat Lindsay is on the call. Ron Poff is on the call. And we also have our national president, Kelsey Keeney, who is coming at this time to send us off and give us the charge as we start this new year of new leadership and incredible possibilities. So at this time, I pass it over to our national president, none other than the one who loves to jump out of airplanes. Why, I do not know. Kelsey Keeney, everyone.
Good morning, good afternoon, and it's my honor to bring this winter officer retreat to a close. And Rob, thank you for that. Man, just sitting here and listening to the speakers today, I remember, so I'm a 2014 grad of the University of Toledo Epsilon Delta, and I have a core memory of the moment I was elected to VP of Finance. And I actually, full disclosure, that day I came in hoping to become a VP of Sales and Marketing because I want to do projects. But someone with more experience, and rightfully so, had earned that position. But I was nominated for a few things. And so I came up for VP of Finance. And honestly, guys, that position of all the ones intimidated me the most. I just came off of being a new member, and I knew I wanted to serve. I seen these people around me playing at a higher level, and I wanted to grow into that. I did not yet feel that I was someone that could operate at that level, but man, there was something in this room that I wanted to be a part of, and I wanted to serve. And so I want to say, regardless of how you got here, whether it been a long journey and you worked and you earned this opportunity to serve, congratulations. Or you may be on the other side of the coin like I was, where someone else believed in you and pushed you to this moment, and now you're sitting here like, I don't know if I'm totally ready, but here I sit. And I want to say, if you feel that way in moments, that's what part of being a leader is. Being a leader doesn't mean you have all the answers or all the tools at all the moments. It's the willingness to go out and serve others for a greater purpose. And we lead and we serve in teams and organizations, because it's not about us having all the strengths. It's about bringing together people with all these different perspectives and strengths, and we as a team drive forward. So it's not about what do I have it all today, is that I'm willing to be vulnerable, to learn, and to continue to take one step at a time, to develop myself and those around me. So I want to start by just saying kudos and respect, and you are exactly where you should be. When those moments of doubt creep into your head, push them aside, because we have bigger things to do. And you're exactly where you should be. And I'm so proud of you to be here playing bigger for yourself and for our organization. And so my question for you is, what impact will you make? And we wrote down, I learned, I can, I will. And I think this really ties into that I will statement. And when you come back a year from now on this winter retreat, and maybe you're renewing your position, moving into a new position, or passing the baton, what do you want to be able to say? As you look around at your chapter meeting, what's happened? Like, actually go in that moment in the future and visualize it. Because if we don't know where we're going, we will surely end up somewhere else. And as we talked about today, there's going to be hard days. There's going to be days you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to go that extra mile. You're exhausted walking into meeting. But we have to decide daily how we're going to show up in those moments, even when it's not easy, especially when it's not easy, because there's something we're building towards. And those little days, those little moments, that smile, that quick conversation with a new member maybe, those are the ones that make the biggest difference. The big events matter a ton. The leadership is also these little moments of deciding to be who we want to be and who we need to be for those we serve. So it's a decision, and it's made daily. And if you have a bad day, wipe it off. It's okay. Can't change the past. Keep moving forward. My next one is, what do you want to do at this moment? So we just spent the morning together. We got a page of notes. Josh encouraged us to build our network. Kaylon helped us develop our plan, reflect, and think about what I'm going to do next. And in 5 minutes, guys, we're going to hit leave meeting. Then what? Because it's really easy to decide, oh, I'm going to throw this piece of paper to the side. I'll get back to that. But in these moments where things are given to us, we have an opportunity to execute on a learning, on a network, on an action plan. To know is not enough, we must do. So I encourage you to just take a moment to think about, you've invested time here this morning. There's no greater resource than time. So what do you want to do with what you just learned, with who you just met, with what you just wrote down on that paper? What do you want to do? And that ties directly into, as you look around the room, right? Your virtual room even, or when you sit down at your next meeting executive board. What impact do you guys want to make as a team? Because you'll set the direction and the tone for your entire chapter. When you walk into a room, whether you got the letters on or not, whether it's a PSE meeting or not, you are always representing PSE. And how you act will create a cultural norm of how we treat each other, the standard of excellence that we have. What do you guys want your legacy to be? Because it can be positive. It can be, you can be the executive board that changed it all, changed countless lives. Equally so, you could be the executive board that puts the organization in a tailspin because we didn't have the hard conversations. We didn't ask for help. Or it could be neutral. We did the exact same thing we did last year. And these three, the only thing that changes this is us, the decisions we make for ourselves and for each other. Who do you want to be? And what do we have to do to make that possible? The last thing I want to say is there's no greater time than now. There's no greater time than now. You are exactly where you should be, and you are in an incredible place. I was doing some reflection over the holiday, and 2023 was the greatest year of my life. And I believe that there'll be another one that tops it. And I started to think about why. Like, what were the decisions that led me to this moment of things coming together? And I point directly back to my years at PSE at the University of Toledo. The lessons I learned about myself, about leadership, the network I made. And now in those moments on campus, I had no idea I was changing my life forever. But looking back, it couldn't be clearer. So in those hard moments when you see other people taking the easy road in the moment, remember the things that we do today will impact our lives and those around us forever. So take this opportunity, this moment that sits in front of you, and make the most of it. Create your future. Make an impact. And with that, guys, I want to say thank you. It's my honor to serve as your national president. You can add me on that social thing. It's all Kelsey Keeney. This is my personal phone number. This is my email. I'm here to serve you, and I'm honored to serve you. And I cannot wait to see what you do with the year ahead. Thank you. I'll pass it back to Rob.
Oh man, every single time, Kelsey, every single time. You know, between you and Kaylin, I just don't know what I'm gonna do today. I may go outside and build a house. I don't know. I may just jump out of that airplane now, Kelsey.
Let's go. I'm ready, buddy.
I may just jump out of that airplane. Listen, guys.
We going.
Yeah, we're going. Set the date, and I'm jumping.
Look forward to it.
Guys, again, I just want to say thank you again for being here with us this morning. Again, I want to make sure that I always get this right when you are recognizing people. I want to highlight again some of our National Council members who are here. We have Josh Taylor, who is here with us. We have Pat Lindsay. that is here. We have Ron Poffin. Again, you just heard from our incredible national president, Kelsey Keeney. Guys, thank you so much for being here. There's nothing that I can add to this that would make it any better. So with that, I'm gonna say you have the message, you have the tools. It's time for us to build. I look forward to seeing you all at convention in St. Louis. Please be mindful of the deadlines and the scholarship applications, and also the intern application that is going to go out soon, because we definitely want your help with National Convention. And with that, thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, if it's snowing where you are, keep it there. We don't want those types. We don't want that negativity in our lives. All right. Love you all. See you all soon.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.